and welcome to another episode of Center Stage with ICS Theatre. I'm your host Anaita Mantri here once again talking to a stalwart of Indian theatre. Joining me today in conversation is a trailblazer of modern Marathi theatre in India, Mr. Satish Alekar. Mr. Alekar is a Marathi language playwright, actor, and theatre director. He is the former head of the Center for Performing Arts, popularly known as Lalit Kala Kendra at the University of Pune. Mr. Alekar's contribution to the world of Marathi theatre is priceless. He has written thought-provoking plays such as Mikiyani Memsaab, Mahanirvan, Mahapur, Dusra Samna, and his most acclaimed work, Begum Barve. Many of his plays have been translated in several Indian languages and in English and have been performed nationally and internationally at a multitude of venues. He has won numerous accolades in his career as a playwright and as an actor, including being awarded the prestigious Sangeet Natak Academy Award and the Padma Shri for his invaluable contributions to Marathi theatre. His plays have been included in the national anthologies published by the National School of Drama and Sahitya Academy. He has received fellowships from the Asian Cultural Council in New York and from the Ford Foundation to study theatre in US. He has also been a Fulbright scholar teaching Indian theatre at the Tisch School of Art here at NYU. Welcome to Center Stage with ICS Theatre, Mr. Alekar. Thank you so much for coming on our show.
Namaskar.
I want to talk to you about so many things today. So let me get right to it without wasting any time and start right from the beginning. Pune in the 1970s was buzzing with theatre activity. It was a very exciting time for theatre, which gave birth to so many personalities of Marathi theatre and cinema. Paint a picture for us. What was that like when, it was your college days, you met so many other like-minded theatre enthusiasts like Dr. Jagpal Patel, Dr. Mohan Agashe. They're all pioneers in their own right, just like you in the world of Marathi theatre. What was it like, that journey?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to tell you a little bit of my background, because my generation is the post India's independence generation. So we are all been born after 1947. It was we born when the country was liberated from the Britishers, and luckily I have a background of my parents they were in the freedom movement. They were part of the Gandhiji's movement, and my father went into jail during that time fighting against the Britishers, and my mother also went into jail. So they were freedom fighters. So naturally, from that kind of a baggage I carry with me, because that kind of a sanskar had in our generation. One of the thing which, because we are from the middle class family, we used to live in Pune's Shanwarpet area, not very far from the Shanwarwada. And it so happened that since my parents were fought against the Britishers, they had decided to put us in Marathi medium school. And the Marathi medium school, which was started near our home by Lokmanya Tilak. So I went into Marathi school. Many of us from my contemporaries, like Jabbar Patel and Mohan Agashe, and even my brother, and you'll find many of people from that era, they went into Marathi medium schools.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined Marathi medium school, and it was our upbringing in Marathi medium, Marathi language, etc., etc. And my father were very father and mother, they were very fond of theater during that my childhood memory is that. So and then the cut the story short that it all things started in the so in our college, in our schools, in all the schools in those days, they were all the teachers, they come with the background of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, unlike me or my people like me. All the teachers, they came from the Sangha background, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha, and they were our teachers, and they were teaching us the several subjects. And it so happened that the school was submerged in the water, and when the water, etc., the flood situations little bit of settle, and then the school teachers, teachers from my schools who are very keen to take part into the cultural activities, those teachers, three of them, they decided to have some kind of a fundraising program uh,
Mm-hmm.
for the for the schools and the people, to help the people who are affected by the floods. So they decided to have a theater festival in 1961. So they organized the theater festival on the grounds of New English School, Raman Bagh, where Savai Gandharva Mahotsav used to take place later on. But in 1961, they decided to conduct the theater festival, and they needed volunteers for those festivals. So I was selected as a volunteer to help the theater festival. And luckily, I was posted not in the audience, but I was posted at the backstage to help the artist, to take them, make them, serve them tea, coffee, or whatever they need, something like. So I was in the backstage, and I was looking after the artist in their makeup rooms. So all the famous artists during that time, I saw before they do their makeup and after they are doing the makeup and getting dressed to they dress up to enter onto the stage. And we had a
Mm-hmm.
very popular plays during that time which was invited. For example, we have Duritan Se Timir Jao by Baya Koletkar, or Pandit Pandit Raj Jagannath, a very popular musical play. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, the traditional Sangeet Sabadra was there. So I could see all the plays for 8 days right from the wing,
Mm-hmm.
and it stuck to my mind. And now in the retrospectively, I think that I always think that the theater is unreal. Theater may depict the reality, but it is unreal. It is a put on show. It is a make believe, and not real, because the people who are taking the part, they are ordinary people, and they do the makeup, etc. So this kind of a memory stuck into my mind. And these three of our teachers are responsible for bringing me to the theater first. And three of them, all of them, they carry the background of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha, but they never impose upon their ideology on us. For example, one of my teacher, Rajabhav Lavadekar, or he passed away, and 3 years back, and he was the one who narrated us a story in our classroom. And which was story was that? It was not a story of some Chandoma. It was not a story of any kind of a Marathi Marathi popular novel or something like that. He narrated a story of Pather Panchali, because during that time the Pather Panchali, the Bengali films used to release in Pune in a very small cinema house known as Capital Theatre, located in the cantonment. and many of these people used to go there, see the our teacher used to go by on a bicycle to see that play. He saw that play and he was thoroughly mesmerized with that film, Pathir Panchali, and he narrated us a story of Apu.
Hmm.
To that, this is my vivid childhood memory. Then in the college days,
Hmm.
in a college days, what has happened that I lost the admission to the medical school because I was involved in the local politics, because my mother's side of my maternal uncle was member was a member of the Congress party, and he was given a ticket for the to contest the election from city of Pune for parliament, and he lost that election. Apart from that, but think of that, I was diverted into that politics, and I lost the medical college seat. And during that time, in a typical Brahmin community, middle class, if you have to either go for the medical, you have to pass or go to the IIT, or you have to go to the medical college. And if you miss this bus, then something is wrong with you. You are a useless fellow. Nothing is going to be happen with you, etc., etc. So naturally, I was very depressed because uh, people did. Luckily my parents didn't abuse me or scolded me, but I can see through their eyes that something has gone wrong with me. And all the my best friends, they are doctors. Many of them, they are in the US and they're practicing very well. They are also cross their 70s now, like me. And my best friends are here in the US and Canada and the Europe that time. So I lost the lost the bus. So I don't know what to do. So I started going to the gym of Ferguson College. I was a student of Ferguson College, and while going to the gym,
Hmm.
and that road passes through the theater, amphitheater of Ferguson College, where the uh, theater rehearsal was going on. And our chemistry teacher, he was very
Hmm.
renowned theater director, Professor Bhalba Kelkar. He used to direct the play for the Ganapati festival. He was directing a play for the Ganesh festival. It was a farce written by Boban Prabhu, Dinucha Sasubai Radhabai. And I used to go to the gym. While coming on the gym, I used to loiter there and listen to the rehearsals, etc., very quietly and go away. And my Professor Balba Kelkar used to know my parents because he also that time sharing he was living in Shawarpet area there, sometime some years back. So my he knew my parents. So then one day I went, I just entered to that rehearsals place, and everybody was very tense because the hero hasn't come. The
Ah.
hero, the person who was acting as hero,
Ah.
Dinu, he was nowhere to be seen. And it
Hmm.
so happened that the person was acting as a role of hero has been offered the cricket captaincy of Ferguson College. Naturally, to be a Ferguson College cricket team captain is more glamorous than acting in a small play. So he deserted the play and he went and joined the cricket. So naturally, they don't know what to do. So Bhalwa Kekar turned to me and say that as it is, you are coming every day and sitting over here. Why don't you come and try these dialogues? So I started. That's how I first entered on the stage. And it so happened that that kind of a theater atmosphere worked as a kind of a theater therapy, almost a kind of a therapy on me to go away my depression of losing the medical college seat. And I acted in that play, and the play was quite successful. I used to get a lot of applause, and I got this kind of a connection with the audience. And if I utter some particular sentence in Marathi with a particular emphasis, I
Hmm.
used to get louder response. If
Hmm.
I utter a particular sentence in particular endorsement on the words, I get lesser response. So I thought that I'm like a king. I can modulate the audience. If the audience can laugh at my gesture, when I throw away the sentence, people are laughing, enjoying, etc., etc. So that was a kind of a starting point for me in theater.
So that was the thrill that you were getting at the beginning. Starting from that point onwards, Ghanshiram Kotwal was the big success on, where you worked with Dr. Jabbar Patel as an assistant, I believe, and Dr. Mohan Agashi was also involved in it. And that started this collaboration between the three of you. And, after that, you guys worked on so many path-breaking plays and films. And at some point, I think during the production, I believe, of Kashiram Kotwal, you broke away from the parent organization of Progressive Dramatic Association. Tell us a little bit about that, like what happened, and then what started from that point onwards.
So it so happened that while we are, I was studying in the Ferguson College. So myself and my friend Samar Nakhate, who later on became a dean of Film and Television Institute, and he is the most force to reckon with for the people who want to go into. He is a very popular film teacher in India now, Samar Nakhate. So he was my best friend during that time, and Balwa Kelkar invited both of us to come and join their theater group in the evening. And
Mm.
Professor Balwa Kelkar in 1952 established a theater group in Pune city, amateur theater group in Pune city, known as Progressive Dramatic Association, or PDA. Professor Bhalbakekar, along with Dr. Shiram Lagu and Jayan Dharmadikari and Taramati Gharpure, they were the one who established this theater. They started participating in the state drama competition. And Professor Bhalbakekar is the one who first, he almost invented the famous playwright Vasanta Kanetkar. He was an English language professor working in Nasik. So Balbakekar persuaded him to work on plays, and he wrote a play, Prema Tuza Rangagrasa, the very famous play, still is a very famous. And Professor Balbakekar produced that play. He also acted in that play and had a very long run of 20 years, 30 years run. And the play has become quite a hit. So that was the very the play. He invited the other person like Venkatesh Madhuvekar to write a play. On he invited Diba Mokashi, the another short story writer. He very famous short story writer. He's one of the world class story. Ata Amodo Sunanasi Ale. Later on became a film last year, which was produced by Mohan Agashe. Dithi film called Dithi, which has been recently released on Sony live OTT platform. So that was the kind of atmosphere in 19 from 1965 up to 1970. So we used to go in the evening and later among these stalwarts, Balba Kelkar and Jayan Dharmadikari. So every year they used to participate in state drama competition. So we used to work as a backstage worker to take care of the costumes, etc., etc. So all these kind of things we are doing. But thing is that there we could meet a person like Jabbar Patel, because
Hmm.
he was studying. He was migrated from Sholapur to Pune because he got the admission in BC Medical College. So he was doing his undergraduation, and he also very keen and in the interest in theater. So he is also coming as a kind of assistant to Dr. Shiram Lagu, and he acted in with Shiram Lagu in a play. Not Lobna Savoy, Khun Pawa Karun, not in the book. The Marathi version of the English play, not in the book, adapted by Sarita Patki. And Dr. Lago and Jabbar Patel acted in one play. Dr. Lago then left for Africa to pursue his medical career. So Jabbar Patel about 7 8 years senior to us, so we got a group within the group. And then it so happened that when Jabbar wanted to direct a play for state drama competition, and Balba Kekar was very keen that the younger generation should take over and direct the play for the state drama competition. And it so happened that Jabbar did a couple of short plays written by Vijay Tendulkar for the local Purushottam Karandak Ekankika Spardha. In fact, the Purushottam Karandak Purushottam intercollegiate competition started with the play of Vijay Tendulkar, Bali, and Jabbar directed that play and got the first award that time. And later on, he did a Marathi version of Zoo's Story, Edward Albee's play, Zoo's Story, Marathi version, and he also got the play for the second year. So Jabbar was quite a star on the college level during that time, and we were just beginners that time. So, and Jabbar went to Mumbai to get in touch with Vijay Tendulkar and to find out if he has got any play for the state drama competition. It so luckily happened that Jabbar went in the morning by Deccan Queen to meet Vijay Tendulkar, and the same morning, Tendulkar got his script play refused by a particular producer because he could not find a financier for that play. So that the play was written to play was turned back to Vijay Tendulkar after a gap of about 3 or 4 years because the producer was searching for the finance and the right kind of a cast, but he could not manage that time. So he handed over a script back to Vijay Tendulkar. And when Jabbar came and asked for Tendulkar a play, Tendulkar said that here it goes that the same play is written. This is the play which has been written to me by a producer. But he could not get a finance or whatever. So if you find this play good for the state drama competition, go ahead and do it. And that play was the based on a rainmaker, the play American play Rainmaker, Ashi Pakhare Yeti. And
Hmm.
Jabbar directed that play for Progressive Dramatic Association, and we were all backstage worker, and play was quite a hit, and completed more than 100 shows in a 1 year's time. While I was now graduated and doing masters in biochemistry at the university. So we had a very hectic life. Everyone, Mohan Agashe was there, the undergraduate with the Dr. Vidyadhar Gokhale was undergraduate at the Busy Medical College. So half the Jabbar was doing his residency at the Naidu Hospital for the pediatrics term. The girl who is acting in that Meena Puranik, she was doing a term in ophthalmology. So we are very hectic schedule. After the college thing, there in the evening, we used to meet in the theater, and the next day morning, college, etc. So that hectic activity was going on. This to happen till 1970, up to 70, 71. And then everything was quiet because Jabbar shifted to down because his medical practice is started because his wife is a gynecologist. She started a hospital over there. And I was in the second year of the MSc. So study is very, very important. And during that time, I started writing also. When I did my first short play, Zulta Pool, for the state drama competition in 1971, and I got all the awards. The play will be completing 50 years this year, next month. Um, that is the story. And it so happened in 1972,
Hmm.
Jabbar was in negotiation with Vijay Tendulkar to have a new play, and Tendulkar handed him over about a 36-page a small play. The entire play was in 36 or maybe 40 pages. I don't remember, but it's a very small manuscript. And Jabbar came to Pune and he said that we have got a very unusual play and that
Hmm.
we have to do it for the state drama competition next year. And Jabbar read out the play, and that play was Ghasharam Kotwal. The play was Gashiram Kotwal. It was a musical play. None of us were familiar with the play. Play with the music or dance or something like that, and it requires enormous cast. It requires about the 40 people on the stage, and there is no lyrics were written. Just mention that आता लावणी होते, याच्यानंतर कवाली होते, याच्यानंतर only the first naman was written by Vijay Tendulkar, and nothing else was written. But the play was very profound. It deals with the it deals with the um, corruption, absolute power corrupts all. On the
Hmm.
theme of absolute power corrupts all, indirectly, it was a kind of a indirect comment on the rise of Shiv Sena in those days, in 1970s.
Hmm.
So, and play was on the backdrop of Peshwa era, etc. I don't want to go into the details, but it will take another interview for this. But that play, we started rehearsing and we completed rehearsal in 3 months time, and we are searching for the right come the music director. We requested everyone to score music for including Pula Deshpande. He refused. Then we went to C Ramchand. We read out the play to C Ramchand. He was now shifted from Mumbai to Pune.
Hmm.
uh, then Jitendra Abhisheki, none of us were available to us because they say that it's a very difficult, different play and it is not from our sensibilities. Then it so happened that during that time, a disciple of Ravi Shankarji
Yeah.
was with FTI Pune as a working as a music professor of music department, Pandit uh, Chandavarkar.
Hmm.
Bhaskar Chandavarkar. He
Hmm.
agreed to it. And Bhaskar Chandavarkar, along with his wife, he worked relentlessly in collaboration with us. Similarly, the choreographer Krishnadev Mulgund also joined. It was his first play to choreograph, and it was a kind of a magic moment, and it created a history. When the play was first performed at the Bharatnaट्य Mandir on the 16th of December 1972, people could not understand the play, and examiners were the people, the referee or examiners appointed by the state government of Maharashtra. They were very flabbergasted. They say that this is not a play. This is not a play. It's a kind of a different kind of a thing. It's a music and dance, and it's a kind of a maybe a variety of musical play or variety entertainment program, but not a play. But
Yeah.
since it's a primary round, we'll send this play to Mumbai. Let the Mumbai people decide for the final round, and people the play went to Mumbai. Also, it didn't click over there. It received the second prize on the Mumbai final round of the state drama competition. We came back rejected from the Mumbai and started performing the play, but the play was not that popular. We were getting 1500 rupees, 1600 rupees, and not very popular. But at the same time, there was a huge discussion going on within the trustees of Progressive Dramatic Association. But some of the members felt that this play we should stop this play.
Hmm.
Since our purpose is served, we completed the play, we presented in a drama competition, and the competition results are over. This play was received some minor awards, but not the major award. And we completed about 16, 17 plays. Now we will stop it because we are getting a feeling that this play is not liked by the people because it's an anti-Brahmin play.
Yeah.
It is a kind of a character assassination of a great historian figure like Nana Fadnavis, and it talks in bad terms about the Peshwai, and which is not been liked by the Pune people. And it so happened that the people who are acting in the play, all the characters, most of the actors are from the Brahmins, not only Brahmins with the Chitpavan Brahmins, and the Tendulkar is a Saraswat Brahmin, and our director Jabbar Patel is a Muslim. So that it never occurred to us that this kind of a play will be taken in that kind of a spirit.
Right.
And during that time, there was no BJP. During that time, there is no kind of a challenge to the Congress coming from anywhere. There is no kind of a political atmosphere going on. And everything is very quiet and thing is going on. But there is no challenge to the Congress. Exactly like there is no challenge to the BJP now. But during that time, there was no challenge to Congress that time. So um, then the controversy gradually erupted that the display is an anti-Brahmin and it should be banned. It should
Ah,
not allowed to perform. And the same time, the Tendulkar written at the same time he was writing another play, Sakharam Binder, which was given to some other group in Kamalakar Sarang's group in Mumbai and Nehru Phule, etc. It was a professional production, and ours is a amateur production because we are all working and doing our theater. So it so happened that the Gashiram and Sakaram, these two play created a lot of controversy, people taking the sides, several artists were divided into two groups. So we don't know, we are neither here and there, and PDA, Progressive Dramatic Association, decided to disown this play and ban this play. And they say, no, we don't want to. We completed 19 shows and that's it. So we were naturally very restless. We were very young and we don't know what to do. So we had our meeting, and the meeting was conducted on the terrace of my Shadwarpet Alekar home. Uh, and we have decided to break away from the parent group, Progressive Dramatic Association, and we establish our new group known as Theatre Academy Pune. It so happened that during that time, when we took this decision, it was happened to be a World Theatre Day, 27th of March 1973. The group was established, and then we kept quiet till till the controversy subsided, because every controversy has got its own death. Look what happened to Sushant Rajput controversy, which is created about a year ago. No one talks about that. Similarly, this Ghasharam Sakaram controversy has subsided. Sakaram Binder play picked up. It has become a hit, quite a hit. And gradually, after 1 year, we started performing Ashiram Kotwal. I completed my play. Became a playwright. I was part of the Satyadev Dubey's playwriting workshop. Along with me, Mahesh Elkunchwar, G.P. Deshpande will all read their plays, and we are a group has to reckon with, and we started performing, and play has become a huge popularity. The play started after a gap of 1 year. We had first show on the 16th of December 1972. Then after 19 show we had to close down. After a year, we again picked up in 1973, and we closed down on the 6th of December
ah,
1992, when we are
wow.
performing in Calcutta, and
Mm,
at the same time, the Babri Masjid was getting demolished, and
mm,
entire Calcutta was totally uh, deserted, and there is a curfew for 3 days, and we got stuck up in Calcutta for 3 days. We went there to with the play Begum Barve and Ghashiram Kotwal. The play we performed Begum Barve earlier, I was getting facilitated because of the some award I was to be given as a playwright in Calcutta, Nandikar Sanman. And then next day we performed Ghashiram Kotwal, and that was the last show of Ghashiram Kotwal. We performed almost with the same cast for almost 25 years, and it was performed in on amateur stage. We never ever got any money from it, but the group was getting money, and with that, that was a kind of an indirect subsidy to our theater. And because I could do all my plays which on the money which was being collected by play like Hasharam Kotwal, later on Three Penny Opera, so on and so forth. My play Mahanira also became a marginal hit, and we also started getting money. So that was the story. And what has happened after a gap of 40 years, all these two plays, Gashiram Kotwal, Sakaram Binder, became a hit. They became a classic. Now they are being a kind of a recommended they recommended place for the academic circuit. They have been studied worldwide. They are studied here in United States, theater at various theater schools. They are being studied in the several theater schools even in Europe, so on and so forth. So entire this new generation sensibilities has gradually become a part of the academic movement, academic circuit, and part of the cultural milieu. So that was the story of Gashiram Kotwal.
Awesome, amazing. So then came Begum Barve in 1979, which was considered quite a provocative classic, but a masterpiece at that time for contemporary Marathi theatre, um, which talked about the trials and tribulations of a male tamasha artist who was tormented by his own memories and fantasies of playing female characters, and at the same time also exploited by his master. It was a very bold project, I guess, at that time on your part, but a very poignant play. Did you face any resistance to that play on such a, and such other plays on such controversial subjects?
No, I didn't get any kind of a controversy because my plays are not very popular. They are talked about plays, they are being discussed plays, but they're not as popular as none of the Marathi theatre. But one of the plays, what we barring from Gashiram Kotwal, none of the plays what we did was stupendous play or a popular play on the lines of what we you get on the commercial stage. So our area was limited to certain fields. So I did a first play, Mahanirvan in 1974, then Mahapur in 75. And this play, Begum Barve, came in 1970, 79. We first performed while we were touring along with Gasharam Kotwal to Delhi. It was first performed in Delhi, and it was it was not on a tamasha play, but it is on the takeoff from the Sangeet Natak Parampara of Marathi Sangeet Natak Parampara. As you know, that Marathi theatre has got a very rich tradition of Sangeet Natak or musical plays. It goes back till 1842 when the first play of first recorded performance of Marathi play, Sita Sayavara, was performed in a city of Sangli, and it was created by Vishnudas Bhave. It was never a written script, but it was an improvised script on the lines of Yakshagana, and a lot of music was there, and musical quality also been taken with the backdrop of Carnatic music. And it so happened that taking the inspiration from that particular play onwards, this is a kind of a new tool which was available during that time. And immediately after 1842, this play was transferred to Mumbai, and even it was performed in Hindi language in Mumbai during that time. So it was a kind of a new form of entertainment available. It's suddenly OTT platform made available right now. It is the same thing must have happened during that time, that people started immediately taking interest in the Sangeet Natak, and it so happened that after 1842 Sita Swayamvar, it took couple of years till 1880 when when Anna Sahib Kirloskar wrote a play Sangeet Saubhadra, and it was a properly written and well mounted play of Sangeet Parampara, and all the uh, classical music gurus and disciples, they were sucked into this new area. So the songs which were written, composed, and performed in 1880 till 1920, they
Mm.
are till today popular. People forget the visual memory of that songs,
Huh.
but the audio memory carries. The audio memory carries from one generation to generation. It was sung by Pandit Bal Gandharva. It was sung by Dinanath Mangeshkar. It was sung by Keshav Bhosle, so on and so forth. So you carry this Govindra Tembe and Fulomrikar, so on and so forth. So we get same songs.
Mm.
The audio memory carries from generation to generation.
Huh.
And if you ask the youngsters from you know this song, yes, he says, yeah, I know song. I don't know from where this song is. There. My Aji used to sing that song, or my uh, Panji used to sing that song, or maybe my grandpa parents used to sing that song. So I find that in my generation there was no Sangeet Natak during that time.
Huh.
It was revived. Sangeet Natak was revived with the new kind of sensibility by Jitendra Abhisheki,
Mhm.
and Katar Kandan Ghusli has happened, or Vasant Desai has created a new format of songs in with Pandit Raj Jagannath and so on. So Vidyadhar Gokhale was responsible of creating this, endorsing again that same tradition, but with a different spirit. But that was not the Sangeet Natak parampara. That was lost
Mm.
when the films became talkie. That tradition has lost because after the films became talkie in 1931, the
Mm.
first film Alam Ara, you will find that all the theater people or theater stalwart, they jumped with the Prabhat Film Company, and they joined the Prabhat Film Company. They acted in the plays like Kalia Mardan. They acted in films like Kalia Mardan, films like Shezari or Sangeet, Sant Tukaram or Sant Jnaneshwar or Shezari, or whatever. Or later on, it was picked up by Vishantaram, and then he shifted to Mumbai as a Raj Kamal Kala Mandir. So entire that generation has passed on to new. Similarly, our theater generation, when the television became color in 1980, all the film theater Marathi people, they migrated from theater to that. It goes without saying that it's natural, because what way, whether it's in the new form of entertainment, immediately the artistic talent will go there, because there is more money, there is more glamour, and there is more popularity. It goes without saying. So my play Begambare was a very obscure play. It
Mm.
is they say it is a maybe abstract play, not abstract to me, but for the others. So it has got it never it's not a realistic play. I made some kind of a subversion to that Marathi theater tradition, but
Huh.
I never ever touched the grammar and the composition of the classical music or theater music. Those songs remain intact. The audio memory remain intact, and the visual memory is being subverted. So the play has a four character. Till today, it has never reached 100 shows. The play was on till 3 4 years back. One of our actor, he passed away, so we can't perform in the original cast now. But we have never ever completed 100 show in Marathi. But it has completed 100 shows in Gujarati.
Huh.
Uh, Master Fulamani. It was
Mm.
done in Bhangwadi area, milieu, and it was similarly it was done in Hindi by Amal Allana, and completed more than 50 shows, and it has traveled to Pakistan, it was traveled to Latin American countries. It was performed in Bogota Festival, etc., etc. But
Mm.
not completed more than 50 shows of that time. So with that limited appeal, the play depicts a kind of a kind of his struggle to within to comes in terms of his sexuality,
Hmm.
of his gender identity.
Ah.
Because there is a small time female impersonator,
Hmm.
or we call as we will call is Sangeet Natak Nut, and he used to take pride in acting in a female roles, and he
Ah.
used to imbibe the within his personality the stritva or
Ah.
feminism or female character within him,
Hmm.
and all the time he is cherishing, all the time he is coming in terms with that female part which is lying within him, and he is a man, he is a male,
Ah.
and he's coming in terms with his sexuality. That was the play's premises was, and it was performed everywhere. We performed in various festivals in Maharashtra, abroad. It was talked about play. People were written various articles on that play, but the play is very obscure. Play is translated into English. Play is translated into Gujarati, play is translated into Hindi. But,
Hmm.
but it was very challenging for me or all of us that in 2005 I was working as an adjunct professor at University of Georgia,
Yeah.
at Athens, as a part of their theater and film department, and
Hmm.
I was asked to do a students production. So I cast all the four white American actors in a very play, in a very culturally rooted play in the Maharashtra soil, on Marathi soil, and I used to conduct the several workshop with them, show them the videotapes of our earlier play, how this Sangeet Natak Parampara has started, how this three party nut, as we call it, female impersonator means three party nut. Balgandharva was a kind of icon. He created history, that the person who is a female impersonator, he's creating a fashion for the ladies in his time. Yeah, people used to name agarbattis, people used to name essence sticks, people used to name various soaps
Ah.
uh, with Bal Gandharva's endorsement. Then people used to, the way in which he wear the sari, the female generation used to mimic those kind of saris. He designed his own costumes. Those costumes became popular with the women during those days. So yeah, and it was a profound voice. Main thing is voice rendering of his song, which is embedded in the Hindustani classical best tradition, and his songs and his kind of a very heavenly voice that was responsible creating an aura. Then, and I had no memory of that because my generation is different. He stopped singing in 1920-25 onwards. Then in 1920-25 onwards, he never ever acted on stage in a female role. Only used to sing some song as a kind of a concert. And then he became ill and he died in the 60s. So that was a kind of it's a kind of a I was paying a kind of a tribute to my own tradition,
Ah.
but I'm not following that tradition. I'm a little bit subverting that tradition, but in a good way, I'm dissecting my own tradition and saying, paying tribute to that kind of a era.
Uh, you then served as a professor and the head of the department at the Dalit Kala Kendra at University of Pune. Now, this has a very unique program that was developed for performing arts, which is based on the Gurukul system. And I mean, you've also brought back your experiences from when you visited New York as a Fulbright scholar. You taught here at NYU, at Georgia. You've done a lot of work in the United States, and then you've also somehow brought back that experience at Lalit Kala Kendra, and used your voice in both places. So tell us a little bit about that phase of your life.
It started with 1980. It so happened that after 1972, when as I graduated, post-graduated, did the post-graduation in uh, biochemistry, and it so happened that the I got a job as to teach a biochemistry in a medical college again, for which I lost that admission. So all my classmates were reunited me there because they were doing the internship there during that time, and I was teaching a biochemistry for almost 23 years at the Biza Medical College. While Mohan Agashe was there, he was developing a department of psychiatry, and Jabbar Patel moved to down to set up his practice in the rural area.
Hmm.
And similarly, some of our colleagues like Vidyadhar Vatve, they started practicing psychiatry or um, uh, uh, Puranik, Meena Puranik. She started as a practice in practice in Nashik as ophthalmologist, and the actor which acted with me in Mahanirvan, Madhuri Bhave. Now she is Gore. She has become a surgeon, and she started her practice in Mumbai. So we are all here and there, and I was teaching there. In 1980, it so happened that, as luck would have been, and thanks to efforts of Mohan Agashe, we could plan our first international tour
Hmm.
in West Europe, including London.
Wow.
We carry these 40 actors
Hmm.
to London. We performed 12 houseful shows in London in the Riverside Studios, one of the most prominent theaters, or on kind of a parallel theater stage in London sensibilities that time. Then we moved to Berlin. Then we went to Holland, and we went to Paris and Lille and Rennes, and we came back after performing 25 shows professionally in
Wow.
Europe. And in London, we performed, and the play was received a thunderous response from the reviewers of Daily Telegraph, of Guardian, at Times. Still, those papers were full of the reviews. And here is the group
Hmm.
uh, coming from nowhere.
Wow.
It's a Marathi musical, and people would love to read the synopsis, and they could understand the play of Ghanshyam Kotwal. And absolute power corrupts all is a very well-known theme that time, and it was a huge success
Hmm.
for any contemporary theater, Indian theater that time,
Hmm.
and it has made a quite an impact on me,
Hmm.
that the theater, whether it is the amateur theater or the fully funded theater, that the theater has to be organized. Theater has to be very, very neatly formulated. Theater group has to be function very properly, like a company.
Hmm.
And we see that the entire theater in the Europe
Hmm.
is not at all functioning on the box office. It has
Hmm.
been hugely subsidized by the government. It
Hmm.
is being hugely subsidized by the European Union money, or art money, or it has been hugely subsidized by the Art Council of Great Britain. About the 60% to 65% of the money comes from the subsidy, and the 40% or 50% comes from the box office. And people are surviving in the national theater. Is totally funded by the British government. Yeah. The Royal Shakespeare Company's Barbican Theatre is fully subsidized by the either corporate philanthropy or from the Art Council of Britain. That was kind of a very unique learning experience for me, on all of us who was running the group. I was core member of the group because I was one of the uh, founder members of the group, and I was observing neatly how they get the subsidy, what kind of a project they used to write, etc., etc. So that was a learning experience from that time. And it so happened that in 1995 or 4 onwards, when Gashiram Kotwal was closed down in 1982, and then it was become some kind of a stagnancy that the television has become color, the new films are started coming. So what can we do? And the economy has changed in 1990. The globalization of economy started taking place. So we are seeing gradually the single cinema taking the back seat, and the multiplexes are starting happening, changes in the restaurant and bar and etc. So everything is getting changed in a urban area we could find. And it so happened that during that time, I was received two propositions. One is from the central government to whether I would be interested in the post of running the National School of Drama in Delhi.
Mhm.
And another small proposition came from the University of Pune. And they
Mhm.
say that we have got a one professor's post, but can you come and take this post and develop this Center for Performing Arts, or it is known as Dalit Kala Kendra. It is existing, but nobody is managing it. But we would like you to come and develop the course. And it was first suggested by Dr. Nigvekar. He passed away recently during this COVID field because of his old age. And then Vasanta Gowarikar, he was a space scientist, and he was appointed as a vice chancellor during that time. And he asked me to come and meet them. And I said that I will come, but I don't carry any kind of a training. I don't carry any training in the theater, even though I have completed about 2,500 shows of our plays together during the last 25, 30 years. But I don't have any kind of a training. I don't have any kind of a training in literature. I
Mhm.
don't have any kind of a training in theater at all. But I'm a playwright and I'm writing this play, and my plays has been performed. But I got some awards from the state government and the national government, etc. I said, no, it doesn't matter that for the professor's post, we can appoint anyone of personal having a some kind of a talent, etc. So it was a kind of a, I thought that it's kind of a joke that me with the MSc biochemistry, with a teaching experience in the biochemistry field for almost 23 years, suddenly they asked me to take the voluntary retirement of the previous job and come and join as a full-fledged professor on the campus of
Wow.
the Pune University and develop the Department of Performing Arts. So I thought that is so quite a challenge than to go to Delhi and to work in a unknown area for me. And because I'm not that part of that Hindi atmosphere, so I will have a problem with understanding that language. So unless and until I'm comfortable with the language, I won't be able to function. So I opted for this, and it so happened that on the Lalit Kala Kendra Gurukul, it was for the first time the traditional Gurukul pattern has been incorporated into the university syllabus for the first time.
Mhm.
So develop the first. So when I joined, it was quite a challenging to develop the syllabus first. So I took the help of all the stalwarts during that time, and they know me because they have seen my play. They know that I am a serious minded person, so they help me. Rohini Bhate, she developed the Kathak syllabus, or Sucheta Chapekar, she helped me to develop the syllabus for Bharatnatyam, and then for the music, Dr. Ashok Ranade, Pandit Bhaskar Chandavarkar, Suresh Tawalkar, then Sudhir Mainkar, and all these people they came and help us. And for the theater, all the Dr. Rajiv Naik, who is a playwright from Mumbai, He and my younger colleague Shubhangi Bohlikar from the music and Praveen Bhoe from my own student. So we developed this very unique syllabus. For example, for the, the course is now it has been 5 years course, 4+1. But during that time it was 3 years and 3 years, 3 years undergraduate and 3 years postgraduate. And the first year is common for all the disciplines, dance, drama, and music. And it so happened that the in the first year, the drama person has to learn the music or dance. The dance person has to learn the other two disciplines and give some kind of a small exam evaluation there. For other thing is that we design a very separate courses. Course on physics related to performance,
Hmm.
course for anatomy and physiology related to performance, course on psychology and sociology related to performance. In addition to that, little bit of English literature, little bit of Marathi literature, and little bit of theater history, so on and so forth. And then we design a course of applied theater. Dr. Anand Sabukswar, he just returned from the Europe that time, and he designed a course for us for applied theater, which is also running. So it was a very unique proposition, and it was a very open system we have thrown. That there is there is no governance, very little governance. It's up to the students to come and function. The students has to say that how we should evaluate them.
Hmm.
The student is to say us the how. So we and the intake was very minimum. The total academic autonomy was given to our department, that I stressed, and it was university has kindly agreed that the campus autonomy is given to the for the university, and we just 10 student per class, not more than that. 10 student for theater, 10 student for dance, and 10 student for music. And see, now everywhere our students are there. We don't have any kind of a subsidy from the government. There are no fixed post, hardly one professor and couple of lecturers. Rest of the people, they come on the visiting faculty. But you name any person, you will come and teach. I have taught there. You name anyone. Vijay Tendulkar used to come. Vijay Mehta, Alkazi came and he conducted the workshop. Mahesh Elkunchwar came and he has conducted the workshop. Kishori Amonkar or Kumudini Lakhia from Ahmedabad, she used to come and conduct the workshop for us. You name anyone. Birzu Maharaj used to come and conduct the workshop for us. You name anyone stalwarts in the field of Indian classical music or Indian classical dance, they used to come and perform. Their Girish Karnad used to come and
Hmm.
interact with our student, used to conduct the workshop, etc. And there is no infrastructure at all,
Wow.
just open air stage, some one close air, one small closed auditorium, AC 300 seats, and a couple of classroom. That's all. But we don't have any kind of a high tech kind of, and 90% of our students they come from rural area.
Hmm.
They don't come from Mumbai and Pune. Only the dance student they come from the Mumbai and Pune, but the rest of our people they come from very small yeah, towns or small villages, and they come and flourish there. You name anyone. Now you see any television, you see any films, they're all our students.
Wow.
Mukta Barve is our student. Anita Date is our student. All the filmmakers, Mangesh Hadawale, who directed a film called Tingya, or Manaswini Lata Ravindra, she's a playwright, and many, or be in the dance or anyone.
Hmm.
They're everywhere. So that was a story. So I could, and the other thing is that the Ratan Tata Trust help us, and they on their own gave us some kind of a subsidy. So we create a network of performances all over the state. And I retired from that thing in 2009. Now still I got a connection there as a kind of a distinguished professor. I go there occasionally. But that was the story. And thanks to my colleague like Shubhangi Bahulikar, she was from lecturer from music, and she later on became the head after me. And now one of my student, Dr. Praveen Bhole, he is managing the department along with other people. So there is no kind of a infrastructure. There is no kind of neither full-time fancy kind of a thing. But only thing is the motivation and the right kind of a syllabus. And we know that whom to invite to
Hmm.
teach. That is the most custom. And thing is that the timetable, rigorously followed timetable is there. And I'm very sorry to say that during the last year of pandemic, everything is in disarray. People are online and they are not liked by the online. Online in performing arts is is the defeat of the definition, because we can't establish that kind of a thing. So Dalit Kala Kendra is known everywhere now, all over India. People, they come and follow our module, they learn our module. For example, Hindu, they send a correspondent to cover our examination, because we advertise our examinations, and we sell the tickets of our examination. So the ticketed audience used to come and attend our examination. So that was a kind of a uniqueness, because every concert, every dance has to perform before the audience. So I said that why not sell the tickets of the youngsters? So or the on the campus shows, we started selling the tickets.
Right.
And now, and during now we established also a separate cell for the folk theater center. We are developing a folk theater center for the benefit of folk theater people all around, working all around the rural area. During the pandemic, with the help of NGO supported by Mahendra Foundation, we could give them some kind of a 3-4 months ration, a ration to about 2,000 families of the traditional performers living in Pune and the Sangamner area.
Hmm. Wow, I'm sure that future generations will be forever grateful for your legacy and your contributions to uh,
I don't know.
the institution. Now, on a little lighter note, you started with acting in plays during your school days. You moved on to writing, directing your own plays, and now you are delving a little bit again into acting. After you've retired from Lalit Kala Kendra, what gives you the most satisfaction? What do you like most, playwriting or acting?
No, I was actor to begin with. I was first actor, and then I started writing plays and my directing my plays. But it so happened that acting in film, like I like it, and I take it as it's a kind of a playing golf. We don't have any kind of attention to memorize the dialogue, etc. We have to memorize only few lines, 1 or 2 lines, etc., not the big lines or big paragraphs. So that was a kind of a very happiest kind of a thing. And they take care of you, because I written a couple of screenplays, but not to that terms. I acted in a small role when Jabbar Patel needed me. We used to go and act in his films. But it so happened that in the year I think is 2010 or 12, one of the young directors, Sachin Kundalkar, he later on become a very important and the prominent director. Right now, recently he did a film for Netflix, which is about to be released now. So he was offered a Hindi film, and Ayya, and he wanted to cast the heroine's father. And he said that he came to me and he said that, sir, would you like to act a heroine's father's role? I said, yes, why not? Who is the heroine? He said that this Mukherjee, I film
Rani
Ayya,
Mukherjee.
Rani Mukherjee. Rani Mukherjee is quite a very well-known star. So I acted Rani Mukherjee's father. And then later on, I was picked up by various people. I was picked up by Honda amazed people to do the ad film for them. Then I a couple of people, ad agencies pick me up because of my old face. They constantly need old new faces. So they come and they do my audition and they pick me up and then I acted in about maybe about 20, 25, 26 films I acted recently. But to name a few like Rajesh Mapuskar, he was he did his film for Priyanka Chopra, film called Ventilator, and he cast me in a very prominent role, and I acted with him. Ashutosh Gowarikar was my son in the film, so the film was very well appreciated and very neatly done. So that was the film, and several films I've acted from that onwards. So it's a kind of a pleasure. I,
Huh.
I Mahesh Manjrekar's Me Shivaji Park I acted, Chi Bachi Sauka, Mala Kai's Problem Nahi, various films. No, I acted in with Deepika Padukone and I acted with Ranveer Singh. That film got stuck up because of this pandemic. The film called 83 on the is a biopic on Kapil Dev, uh,
I see.
biopic on the cricketer Kapil Dev on the first win of 83 World Cup. That film is about to release. So I acted with the very well-known director Kabir Khan. So I went to London to shoot this film. I went three
Huh.
times to London to shoot this film. First for only 2 days, then 3 days, then again for 3 days. So I'm in that league now.
So you are making the most of your time and enjoying yourself with this new phase now.
Okay.
Sounds like that. Anyway, ICS Theatre has been looking forward to work under your direction, Mr. Alekar.
And
We
and
hope that.
during lockdown, I completed a new play
Uh-huh.
with two characters known as Takishi Samwad. And that play is ready. Whenever the things are calmed down, I will direct my play uh, and I will produce that play. Maybe next year I'm invited to on the West Coast by a group called Kala. They are completing 20 years of their run in on the West Coast. It's a
Hmm.
theater group of known as Kala, like your Center Stage or ICST. They have got their own group known as Kala. So they may invite me, and I will come there and will read out the play to you.
Absolutely. I hope when everything is back to
Okay.
normal,
Hope
we
that
can have you over and have, produce something really exciting for our audiences here because
yeah,
everybody would absolutely love it.
yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you.
Aligar, for being
Thank
on our show. We really appreciate your time.
thank you. Thank you.
And now, folks, it is time once again for our theatre fun fact. This one is about the origins of the traditional folk art of tamasha. Tamasha is a performance art predominantly from Maharashtra. But did you know that the word tamasha is actually a Persian word meaning theatrical fun and entertainment? This art traveled to Maharashtra and the Deccan region through the Mughal armies. As the Mughal and Maratha soldiers fought battles at various frontiers for days and weeks on end, dancers were brought in from the north of India to lift the spirits of the war weary soldiers. So that is the beginning of the Tamasha art form. That's it from me today. I'm your host Anaita Mantri signing off. I'll see you next time on Center Stage with ICS Theatre. Until then, please take care and support the arts. Thank you all for watching and have a great night.